Firstly, thank you so much for your time. When it comes to Carbon Forex, right, the one of the first few names which comes up to our mind is Suditi Sports,
Okay,
because I
cool.
think you've been one of our first customers,
Yeah,
and especially when it comes to A1 payments, which is for import of goods.
okay.
So, how's everything been? I just wanted to have a little quick chat with you, and
To
just
be
want to.
honest, the service is great. Even when I'm looking at import of goods, when I'm looking at import of services also. So we do certain licensing payments. Earlier, it would take me maybe like 10 days to make a payment just because I'd get all the documents in place going back and forth with the banks. When you guys first started the service, I thought it was actually a lot quicker. I used to get the payment done maybe in 2 days. Now it feels like there's a bit of a lag, so I guess maybe we're expanding. I don't know. It takes maybe 4 to 5 days, but I've still got that reliability that it's going to get done in this certain time frame. But as earlier, we had to always follow up with the bank, so it was a bit more challenging. Import of goods is smooth. I mean, it's the first time, in fact, I started import of goods with you guys only. So my business has grown when I started working with you guys. Not much to be said there because, frankly speaking, I don't get involved in the documentation, but my team is very happy working with you guys. So
That's great. That's good to hear.
yeah.
So, I mean, I think you onboarded with Carbon Forex 6-7 months back. I guess a little more than that.
Yeah, it's been around 9 months. Even I'm not sure, to be honest. It's been some time.
Yeah. So, how was the process before that? I mean, what were you doing, and what made you come to Carbon? Basically,
I was never okay. How was the process before Carbon?
Yep.
So before Carbon, anytime I wanted to make a payment, we used to actually work with. And number one, my team was not entirely certain about some of the documentation, so they would go back and forth on it. Number two was it was actually a physical process. So we would submit the documents, we would get it signed, we would submit it. The bank would take their own time sometimes to get back to us, that either they've got queries. Sometimes everything is ready, but they would just not process the payment for like 2 or 3 days. So that might be specific to these banks. But I've literally had situations where I've got everything done, and for a week my team is just following up on the payment.
Oh, that's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, then I saw a mail from you guys and it said we can get payments done within 48 hours. I was like, okay, that's superb. And I was basically looking for a reliable time frame to get the payments done, so I could know that okay, my payment is going to get done in this time frame. And of course, it takes a lot of overhead out of my team because you guys are the experts. You all know what needs to be done, so they just sort of follow the instructions over there.
Got it. And you think the onboarding process? I mean, the first invoice is basically the special invoice, which is like a first impression, right, for you. So how was the onboarding process, and how do you think your
I
first?
I don't recall.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Too long. I would probably need to ask my team, but I don't think there was any issues. In fact, I think I worked with Pranav maybe on the first invoice.
Yes.
But it's been too long. All I can remember is there was no onboarding process as such. I shared the details and it was done, and I was pretty happy. And I said, okay, let's go ahead with this.
That's great.
Yeah, so I think one of the advantages, to be honest, like when you're working with a bank, obviously a bank has got its institutions and it's very government run, very slow.
Yep.
Working with a startup, obviously you can feel the difference in the energy, so it makes a difference. Yeah.
And I think Suditi Sports is growing pretty well, I would say. And I'm assuming that the outlook for Forex transactions for your organization are going to grow. So all is favorable. We would definitely love to be part of your journey as well in the long run. Super. And what is your viewpoint on the portal, the Carbon portal?
I have not used the portal at all. I'm sorry.
Understood.
Put someone from my team in touch.
All right. I'll definitely have a word with them as well.
So if you want, I can loop them in. But,
sure.
But I've not used the portal at all.
That's all right, fine. Any other words which you want to say? Anything? Any other feedback which you might have? Anything in particular about Carbon Forex which can be like your happy moment with us? Just wanted to check on that.
I mean, it's pretty much when I onboarded, right? To get the payment done within 2 days, I was like, okay, this is superb. Like I said, something where I had no clarity on how long a payment is going to take. Suddenly, for me to be able to say that, okay, I can get this done on this date, and I'm 90% confident it will get done on this date. That was just a moment where I said, okay, it's great. Because it sort of makes something as complex as a foreign transaction, it's sort of making it a little bit simpler like a domestic. That's the way I would say it. So in case I need to make a domestic payment and I've made a commitment to someone that, okay, I'll pay it on X date. For a domestic payment, I know for a fact I can get it done on that date. with foreign transactions, what used to happen was that everything is ready, but it would just get lost in the paperwork.
And I think your case, your scenario, right? I mean, yours are very specific kind of payments, because most of the outward remittances in India are service-based, subscription-based, which are A2 payments.
Okay.
A1 payments is not something which is very well structured, and there's not a very refined product for that. So for us, right, Suditi Sports case is like a case study for us, because you're the very first customers who basically started transacting A1 payments with us.
So we are expecting the A1 payments to grow a lot in the next 2 to 3 years.
Understood. So we're building a product. I think we're almost done with the more refined product, we would say, for A1 payments. And I think the experience we've had with you has been really valuable as well.
Super.
So thank you for that. And my last question would be what, just describe Carbon Forex in like 3 to 4 sentences. I mean, or words or something like that.
Like I said, it's just making reliable foreign transactions without having to get lost in the paperwork.
I think that sums up all our USPs in one sentence.
Yeah, that's what, if I had to sum it up, I would say that's what it is for me, and that's the reason I'm working with you guys.
That's great. And
okay, happy to hear it. I mean, I'm definitely a happy customer.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.